Okay, so I'm recording. There's a story about this little field that I'm in. It's maybe 3 acres big. Very small. My camera seems to want to focus now. Anyways, right here, back when I was baling with my New Holland 2000 baler and my John Deere 5020, I almost got killed right here. Right here. I came around that corner and the baler started to push the tractor sideways, and what I ended up doing was punching the clutch as hard as I could, as fast as I could, just before the baler hit the tractor hit the baler hit the tractor. It would have rolled me over and probably ended my life. But, you know, I didn't really want to die that day, so what I did was I punched the clutch, and before I got it stopped, I was about here. Yeah, I mean, that thing just took off running. It wasn't going to stop. Of course, it was all jammed up and everything afterwards. And that was in 2002, I want to say. Yeah, I think it was 2002. I'm pretty close. I'm pretty sure that's... Yes, 2002. And what that did was that prompted me to purchase a new tractor with 4-wheel drive and heavy, you know, that could take the weight of that baler and run another baler in, you know, for future balers. Because I always had eyes to the future. I always wanted a newer baler than what I was running. So that winter, I contacted a company from the internet. I think it was called Tri-State Ag out in Utah. Yes, Utah. Outside Salt Lake City, Utah. And I purchased the 4960. It was in Germany. I bought it from them. And I'm so glad that I did. You wouldn't believe this hill that I just crawled up either. You know, unless you're here to see these hills, you don't know. But anyway, they don't look like a hell of a lot, but if you look down over that thing, hang gliders would enjoy that, you know? They would like to fly off of that thing. As a matter of fact, I got my differential lock in. So anyway, yeah, so that tractor was in Germany, and they hired a guy to go take pictures of the tractor and send it to me, or send it to them, and then they sent it to me. And they said, oh yeah, she's still in her work clothes, and it was filthy. And we're still using the tractor, which to me was a good thing, because it means that it wasn't parked on some lot somewhere that they had gotten rid of it, and that was the end of it, you know, it was done. So anyway, so that's what spurred this field spurred the purchase of the 4960, and I bought that. I picked it up at the Port of Elizabeth in 2003. It was like January or February. Kind of the same deal as I did with these ones from England. The only difference is these are from England and that one was from Germany. I love the 4960. It wasn't technically a 4960. Technically, it's a 4955. But it is a 4960. I changed the number to 4960, even though it's a 4955. In Europe, according to John Deere, the Europeans, they just didn't change they never designated a 60 series over in Europe. There are no 60 series tractors in Europe, England, Europe, any of those countries, unless they were brought there from here directly, not through, buying it through a John Deere dealer. Which a lot of people, you know, in the United States don't know that. But John Deere's reasoning for that was they did not want to confuse, and this is their words, they did not want to confuse the Europeans with a new model number with such minor changes to the tractor. They just called it the updated 4955, and they called it a day. And that's why there's the 4955, and my 4960 actually says 4955 because it is a European model. It is no longer a European model. There's nothing European about it. As a matter of fact, Because when it burned, I put an American cab on it and took all the Euro stuff off, with the exception of the mechanical front wheel drive. There's a brake pack there that I've left it on. I've disabled it, took all the brake discs out of it, and basically just discontinued using it. But when I was bailing with the 50/20 in this field, that hill that I just climbed up over there, now I'm on an angle. Now I'll put you on the angle that I am. I don't know, it's maybe a 30-degree slope. I don't know. It's pretty steep. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, when I was running the 50/20 with that big baler, I'd get to that hill over there, and I would always, every time I would try to go up the hill over on that side, and I would get about halfway up, and then I would have to back it back down. I'd dig holes with the 50/20 because it just couldn't handle it wasn't strong enough to pull it up the hill. Engine-wise and traction-wise, it just didn't have it. And let's face it, I think that the New Holland 2000 was only like 16,000 pounds without any hay in it. And when you look at this Hulk that's behind me now, you're looking at a cool 24. I think it's 23 or 24,000 pounds. It's heavy. Yeah, it's 11,500 kilograms, which is 11,500 kilograms, which is 2.2 pounds per kilogram. So that would be 21 tons plus another. Yeah, wow, 21,000 plus another 1,000. 1,500. Yeah, I'm looking at 12 tons behind me. So it's a fair bit heavier machine, and of course the 8530 drags it up that hill pretty easily. And you feel it back there. But the 50/20, when I was running that 2000, that 50/20 was just gonna kill me when I got into hillsides like this. I knew that was gonna happen. I didn't know where it was gonna happen, but I knew it was gonna happen. So when I bought my 4960, I paid $32,960 US for it. Yeah, that's all I paid at that time. They had since gone up in value. I should have sold it when I had first rebuilt it. I was offered 60,000 US for it. So, that's just nothing but profit. But now, of course, the transmission is all rebuilt, so it's back on the stack wagon, and it can do any job that I want it to do. I could even bale hay with the 4960 if I want to, but I just don't. I like the 8530. It does its job very, very well, and I'm happy. It's very important to be happy with what you're doing with the equipment that you've got. If you go out there every day and you're choking on dust like I did when I was young, it causes lung damage. I got into mold a lot of times, and I got lung damage. If I get into moldy situations now, like just simple moldy situations, it's hell. Actually, not even moldy situations, just unloading hay up in the hay mound. That dust that is in there, just doing that job, it's hell. It's just hell. But that's from my younger years. Another reason that I got the 4960 was because I was coughing up blood. Yeah, coughing up blood. It was from the back of my throat. I had a wicked sore throat pretty much the entire midterm of the summer that year, 2002. And I went to the doctor, and I got a fatty cyst on my back, and I went there, and the doctor's name is Dr. Schmidt. He's down here in Lambertville, and I told him what was going on. He said, well, let me look in your throat. And he looks in there, and he says, what are you doing? Like that. Like, what are you doing? He says, your throat is really irritated, like really, really irritated. And I said, well, I'm baling hay. He says, well, if you continue to do that, you could very well end up with throat cancer because of the dust. He said he could see blood in the back of my throat. And I hadn't baled hay for a couple of weeks at that point. So he said, he had said at that point, he says, you really need to You really need to get a tractor with a cab and good filtration on it, or you're going to end up with farmer's lung for one, or even, you know, worse, cancer. Well, I don't want cancer, and I didn't want farmer's lung. And the sliding skateboard deal down the hill with the 5020 pretty much got my wife at the time convinced, Tim's mom, Tim, Joe, and Haley's mother, that I needed to buy a new tractor, because she was absolutely against it. She's like, "You spend too much money on farm equipment. I want the house." You know, that kind of shrill, shrieking voice that she had when she was pissed at me. But at that point, she still loved me, so I got a new tractor. I was happy to have it, and I still have it. I'm proud to own that tractor. I was going to sell it, but you know what? I fall in love with these stupid things, you know? It's like a farmer thing. Yeah, like you fall in love with your surroundings. Look at this red-tailed hawk on top of that bale. I bet there's a mouse in there, or something. There he goes. Nice. It's just the beauty of my job. I get to see this office space that I have. I don't care what anybody says. I got like the best office in New Jersey. It's really great. So now he's at the top of that red cedar up there, and he's just watching, waiting for a snake or a mouse to go running, and he'll swoop down and eat it. So, but anyway, I'm gonna finish up this last windrow here, and I'm gonna go over to the next. I got these are really small fields here. I mean, really small fields, but they produce pretty good. I mean, what the hell, what do I got out of this little 3-acre field? Like 7 bales. Not too bad. They're tight as hell, too. About 1,300 pounds, I guess. Anyway, I'm sliding slightly sideways going down that hill. Whew. Nervous. Nerves. Anyways, I'm not a flatlander, right? I keep getting called a flatlander. I think it's funny. But anyway, here we go. Right out over the nose, the 8530. Oh, 8530, functioning properly. Haven't had any issues. I took it to the field hot before I let it calibrate. And I pulled over, let it calibrate. And, you know, when I got into the field, and everything is good. Good. I am bailing at about 8 miles per hour. I need to pay a little closer attention to my monitor there. This is similar to the round baler, like Chucky 2009's, but I got to follow this bump, you know, and that's what tells me where I'm supposed to be. Now my bale is perfectly formed. You do make banana bales if you don't do that, follow that correctly. So you got to be careful there. Oh yeah, 1,354 was the last bale. 1,358 was that bale. So, yep, getting on to 100 bales here today so far. Lots to do.